Today, we're honored to host His Excellency Mr. Muhammad Nour Rahman, Sheikh, Ambassador of the Republic of India to Lebanon. With a rich career, His Excellency brings a wealth of experience, insight, and warmth to his current mission in Beirut. Under his leadership, the Indian Embassy continues to deepen the historic ties between India and Lebanon through culture, education, trade, and people-to-people connections.
Your Excellency, it's a
much.
privilege to have you with us here in Mariam TV. Thank you for being here with us. India and Lebanon have enjoyed friendly relations for decades. From your perspective, what are the strongest pillars of this relationship today?
Thank you, George, and thank you, Mariam,
Most
for
welcome.
having me here.
Welcome.
In fact, the ties, that formal diplomatic ties between India and Lebanon was established in 1954.
1954?
Yes, so it's like
Wow.
71 years old in terms of diplomatic ties, formal diplomatic ties, and the relationship has been great. It has been further strengthened with its passing time, I would say. In fact, I would go even beyond that, or before that. The ties between both people in both countries used to be used to exist in the past as well. For example, the first Nobel laureate from the non-Western world, who is from India, the famous poet Rabindranath Tagore.
Really?
He was very close friends with Khalil Gibran of Lebanon.
Wow.
They
Yes.
were very close. In fact, Rabindranath Tagore wrote his Nobel Prize winning collection of poems, Gitanjali, in 1910 in Bengali. And he got it translated in English in 1912, published from New York with a foreword by the famous then poet William Keith. In 1913 he was awarded Nobel Prize. And during that time Khalil Gibran was already having his own name in New York circles. Of course, it was before he produced his Al Mustafa and Madman and other novels and writings. So they used to start meeting from those times onwards till Khalil Gibran passed away, and in fact they used to be very close. They used to exchange letters. In fact, Khalil Gibran used to make a portrait painting of Tagore also, based on which we also got one bust of Tagore, which I and His Excellency the Culture Minister of Lebanon, Dr. Ghassan Salameh, we unveiled the bust in National Library last month, which will be further installed in Gibran Museum in Visari. So this what I'm trying to say is the relations between India and Lebanon is did not start in 1954. It was very much in existence before also, and since 1954 the relationships between these two friendly countries have been growing very in a very good dimension, I would say. For example, the Indian battalion in UNIFIL, which is based in Iblis Saki, has been there since November 1998. For the last almost 27 years, and they have, in fact, I would say our Indian battalion stands out in terms of their great reputation, their collaboration, working together with local population and the Lebanese government and people. So that is one aspect of it, and we have various other aspects, as Mary was mentioning, in terms of culture, in terms of people-to-people contact, in terms of education, capacity building, in terms of the collaboration at the media level. Just last month there was a the first World Audio Visual and Entertainment Summit held in Mumbai, from 1st to 4th of May, and we were happy to have 3 journalists from Lebanon participate in that summit. We believe that in the next editions more journalists like yourself will also be able to attend those summit. So it's happening in all sectors, I would say. There is, we provide what you call it, scholarships for, for civilians as well as for defense officers of law in various institutions of repute in India. So, for example, for the civilians, we provide about 75 scholarships every year. This we call it ITEC program. This is the Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation program in various areas of study, like it could be on gender empowerment, finance, IT, AI, computing, finance, in various other aspects of it, health, hospitality, and all those things. So what these courses are short-term courses, like from a week to about 2 months kind of thing, and everything is taken care of by the government of India. So it's a fully paid scholarship programs. We are actually open it to private professionals also, dealing with media, dealing with judiciary, or legal practice, or any kind of professional expertise. So this is also taking place. We also conduct a lot of events from the embassy in terms of culture as well as business, I would say, in terms of cultural ties. The bilateral trade is going quite well between both countries. Prior to COVID, it was just about $200 million between India and Lebanon. In 2023, it actually reached $600 million.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's kind of tripled the volume. Of course, last year it was a bad year exceptionally because of the war and other global supply chain disturbances. Still, it could reach about $500 million. So we are expecting that in a couple of next years, with the kind of enthusiasm shown by both sides, both at the government level, at the business community level, at the people-to-people level, I think the bilateral trade between India and Lebanon should be able to cross $1 billion easily. In culture, in terms of culture, in the embassy, for example, we
like the Indian culture.
Yes, I am.
Too much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
If you remember, Mary, we raised up on watching Indian movies.
Yes,
Exactly, Bollywood.
When we were child.
Very much, and we are aware of this.
And we cried.
Yeah, I know. So
Always it's emotional.
Yes, very much. So in the embassy we have a dance teacher, Indian dance teacher.
Yes.
So he provides yoga classes as well as dance classes for free for the Lebanese.
Here
Yes,
in
in the
Lebanon.
embassy. Yes, in the
Yeah.
embassy.
Bravo.
So a lot of
I know.
Lebanese friends
For free.
Yeah, for free. Yes, every day in the evening. They have these classes. For
Bravo.
Monday to Friday.
The embassy is always active,
Yes, it's
Excellency.
always we are
Very
happy.
active
Yeah.
embassy.
Yeah, we are very happy to have these good partners, in Lebanon also. Like, so whatever we propose and we kind of provide, there's a lot of acceptance in a very, very, in a very gracious manner. And we are very happy about it. The relationship between India and Lebanon is very mutual.
Do we have business trade in common with India?
Yeah, I was just saying that, like we have now at the moment about $500 million. It should go about $1 billion soon. There are companies which are big companies who are based in India, which is a Lebanese company.
Lebanese company in India?
Mostly in the engineering sector, garment sector, and things like that. Some of them employ actually up to about 3,000 engineers and design engineers.
Bravo, bravo.
Similarly, there are a lot of scope for a lot of things to be sourced from India for Lebanon. And we also encourage Lebanese business people and producers and others to also explore the market in India, because India itself is a large market with 1.45 billion people.
Wow.
So anything that Lebanon produces and needs a market, India is always welcome to receive that. And also India is India also welcomes any kind of sourcing of any items for Lebanon. So at the government level, at the embassy level, we are always there to assist in this process also. So there are a lot of things. I think as we discuss, a lot of more facts will come out
during this interview. Mary.
Your Excellency, I believe that you arrived at a time when Lebanon was facing several internal and regional challenges. I believe in August you will complete the second year. It's true?
Yes.
How do you view the current situation, and what role can diplomacy play in building hope and cooperation?
Yes, I would say because I arrived on 2nd of August 2023. So when I came in here, I mean, fine, the country was going through certain crisis in terms of economic and other, the country was trying to get the election of the president done and other things which were there. But then within 2 months, of my arrival, the unfortunate conflict started.
Sure.
And then it continued for 14 months. So I believe the whole period, here we were there. We were always here in this. In fact, another thing I wanted to highlight here is the Indian Embassy was opened in 1954. Despite the difficulties, some of the difficult times that Lebanon went through, the embassy never closed down.
It's true.
Embassy was always here. We always stood with the people of Lebanon for whatever assistance and support and anything that was required. So when we during the conflict, we tried to see if any support and assistance can be given, to Lebanon in terms of humanitarian other needs also. That was the reason why 33 tons of medicines were sent by Government of India, and in October last year this was handed over to the Health Ministry, and this was distributed across the country wherever it was required. We also conduct a lot of quick impact projects regularly, like say lighting of street lamps using solar lamps, waste management projects, supply of say generators, sets or motorbikes, building of rest houses, medical camps, artificial limb camps that we provide. So we are planning another one to do very soon in Rafiq Hariri Hospital to provide 500 persons who require artificial limbs. So a team will come from India. They will be based here for about 1.5 months, and Lebanese who require these artificial limbs will be provided free of cost. This will be funded by Government of India. We are working closely with the Health Ministry and other entities for it. So this is in terms of the humanitarian assistance that we kind of took it forward. As far as the political position of India was concerned, we had always called for an end to the conflict. There were statements issued by our ministry clearly bringing this aspect out that conflict doesn't is not helpful in diplomacy. I mean, like, we need to kind of talk, we need to find solutions to the problems and things like that, and we were very happy that the conflict came to a close with a ceasefire, and we believe that this country has a lot of potential to grow. Like it has, the people are very smart, educated, entrepreneurial. The location of the country is so great. You are right in middle of the Middle East. You are, the African continent is just next door. Europe is next door. You are actually the location of it is so well defined. The tourism and hospitality prospects here is so well. I mean, I don't see any other country. I don't know any other country where within 45 minutes you can travel between the sea beach and the skiing.
We'll ask you later about the perfect place of
Lebanon.
Exactly.
So it's like everything is there. The people are smart. So I think that the only thing that was missing was this crisis was not able to have this enabling environment for the country to grow. I think with the end of the conflict, with the new government in place, I think the President, His Excellency General Joseph Aoun, has a great vision for the country, and the cabinet led by His Excellency Nawab Salam and his I've met almost all the ministers of the cabinet. I find them very, very competent, committed, and very intelligent group of people. So I think they have a vision to take the country forward, and I hope that this whole thing of crisis will be behind us, behind the country, and country will I hope the country will progress ahead of it, and India stands ready to support and work together with Lebanon in any form possible. That's why we kind of support each other in multilateral fora, in UN, elections to the lot of these bodies. We keep on supporting each other. Like India supports Lebanon, Lebanon supports India. I know this for a fact also from my experience, because I was election officer posted in our mission in UN in New York. So I used to work very closely with my counterpart from Lebanon for all these aspects of it. So we're very close. Both countries are both these countries have a very believe in democracy, in diversity, in secularism, and in inclusive growth and things like that. So I think that's where we feel that Lebanon has so much potential to come out of this crisis, and I think that some of the critical steps already taken by the new government. Say,
how could you have?
Yes.
How could you have?
This is what I was saying. In terms of support, in terms of capacity building, we are always there. In terms of training of personnel and other things. In terms of any projects that needs assistance of India, we are always there. Currently, for example, for the renovation of some stadiums, destroyed during the war, we are working on renovating it. We are working on, like, as I said, medical, aspect of it. Also. We are working on, say, solarization of some villages. We are working on that. We are working on a renovation of a medical, facility. in South. So we feel that there are wherever we can do, in terms of health, in terms of energy, in terms of trade, in terms of training facilities, in terms of education. We also provide some scholarships to the students to study in India, things like that. So we intend to increase these interactions, and I say our commitment to UNIFIL is always there. Our battalion of 900 peacekeepers are there, and they are doing what you call a human service by working closely and collaboratively with the local people. So like that we will continue to engage further in all these aspects. Of course, culture is a very important aspect of it. We'll engage that more, and
excellent.
Trade, yes, excellent. Yes.
There have been long-standing tensions between India and Pakistan. How do you view the current state of this relationship, and what role do diplomacy and dialogue play in reducing conflict and building trust between these two countries?
You see, India has always called for Pakistan to end, their support to terrorism. See, terrorism and talks cannot go hand in hand. The latest instance was the 22nd April terrorist attack in Kashmir, Pahalgam in Kashmir.
Kashmir was the problem.
You see,
actually,
Kashmir is not a problem. Problem is the terrorism. As far as India is concerned, Kashmir is an integral part of India. It's very clear.
Kashmir now is with India.
Kashmir, 2/3 of it is with India. 1/3 is under the illegal occupation of Pakistan. So, as far as Kashmir is concerned, for government of India and for India, we need to get back Kashmir from Pakistan. That's that's a baseline. That's the one. But what I'm trying to say is, Pakistan kind of keeps on supporting and instigating terrorists against India. We have been victims of terrorism for many years now. And when this attack happened, terrorist attack happened on 22nd of April in Pahalgam in Kashmir. Some 26 male tourists, civilian tourists were killed, butchered by this terrorists in a very inhuman manner. I mean, I don't even want to mention how they were, what kind of inhuman approaches they were doing. They were asking the religious identity of those people before killing them, and then they were doing it in front of their wives, mothers, and daughters. Just to say, what kind of messaging they are trying to say.
Is there any hope to live in peace?
It's like this, very simple. As far as India is concerned, we are very clear. Pakistan needs to stop supporting terrorism.
There is a deep sense of peace in Indian philosophy.
Yes, certainly. Gandhiji, if you talk about Gandhiji, if you talk about Indian ancient philosophy, it's a Vasudha Kutumbakam. We believe in the fact that world is one family.
Gandhi was the role model for peace.
Of course. So the whole idea I'm trying to say here is, we made it very clear. There are 3 principles our Prime Minister has, has propagated, propounded now. One is, we cannot allow a terrorist attack to be unresponded. If any terrorist attack happens against India, we will respond with full might that we have. 1. 2, we will not allow a nuclear blackmail to take place against us. We will not allow that a country has nuclear weapons, so because of that they can keep on doing all these terrorist activities against India. We will not allow this. Third, we will not allow differentiation between state and non-state actors. We will say, if terrorists are operating from your country, as a state you have to use your power to stop that. You cannot say that these are non-state actors. We have no.
They have to control the situation.
So we will not allow a differentiation between state and non-state actors. I mean, around the world, even in Lebanon, we see that. Like the Lebanese government, the Lebanese army has been telling this, that we are the state. The arms should be with the state. Like in a country like Lebanon, India, I mean, like with a country population of 1.45 billion people with such huge infrastructure in every aspect of it, Pakistan with claiming with large army, this and that, they cannot say that the non-state actors are different and state actors are different. That we will not allow. So our Prime Minister had made it very clear. So so what happened was, on 22nd April they had this, they instigated a terrorist attack in India. 26 people were killed, out of which 1 was a Nepalese, 25 were Indian, all males, killed in front of their family members, women, all girls and mothers and wives. And then we waited for 2 weeks what Pakistan was doing against this terrorist attack. What they did was, they started a wrong narrative everywhere in media, social media. This is saying, raising all kind of false flags. So what we expected was that Pakistan should have actually condemned the terrorism, and they should have started taking action against those people linked with that. Instead of that, they were going in a different direction. So on 7th of May, India launched attacks, targeting this, terrorist sites. There were 9 sites attacked by India. 6 of them were in the Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and 3 were in the Pakistan territory. And this was attack, and about some obviously terrorists were killed.
Yes.
And terrorist infrastructure was destroyed. Now instead of, and then we call our Director General of Military Operations called up the Pakistani counterpart and said, fine, we have attack those terrorist sites. We did not attack civilian sites. We did not attack any military sites. So that's it. So our target is very clear. Then the Pakistani side, what they did was they retaliated to our military sites. So it continued for about 3 days, from 7 to 10. Of course, when they retaliated to our military sites and even some civilian casualties happened on our side, we also, of course, use our full military, Air Force and Army, and of course Navy was put on alert and all. So this was the thing that happened within 3 days, and of course when certain things were hit on their side, they realized the weight of it, and then they called, their DGMO called Indian DGMO and offered ceasefire. India said, fine, we will agree for the ceasefire. Unfortunately, even after India agreeing for a ceasefire, they again started attacking our military positions. So we had to come and say very clearly, if you do it, we are not going to kind of stop it. So as of now, we call it Operation Sindoor. Sindoor is, the Indian ladies put a vermilion in their forehead. This is an indication that you are a married woman.
Yeah.
So because their husbands were killed in front of them, so the operation we name is Operation Sindoor, kind of giving respect to the woman, whose husbands and whose male relatives were were killed so mercilessly.
Yeah.
So for us, Operation Sindoor has been halted, but we have not closed it down.
No.
We are looking at how Pakistan responds to it, how they react to it. They should stop supporting terrorism. That's it. See, for us, it's very simple. If they stop supporting terrorism, if they take a stand, they are not with terrorists. They don't want. They start taking action against terrorism. Fine, but we cannot have terrorism and talks to go hand in hand.
Yeah,
that's very clear for
ماري
our
إذا بعد عندك أسئلة بهالإطار حتى ننقل على الفقرة الثانية.
Yes, shall we watch the movie before moving to the personal
Sure.
question?
خلينا نشوف فيديو سوا وننقل على الفقرة الثانية.
Indian culture is a galaxy of diverse conventions. Flora and fauna, rituals, cuisines, costumes, artwork, handicrafts, music, dance, the magic of cinema, festivals, folklore, Indian culture, a celebration of diversity.
Incredible India.
Truly incredible, Excellency.
Incredible.
Root shapes character and ambition. Which region of India were you born in?
You have a Chinese eyes.
So I was born in a state called Manipur.
Okay.
So Manipur is in the northeast part of India, and my house is like just about 70 kilometers from the border with Myanmar.
That's
So this is the northeastern part of India. So we have some origins to
Close to the Far East.
to the yes, something like to the Mongolite, lineage. So there are a lot of history of mixed cultures, mixed civilizations, and syncretization and things like that. So we are from that region. Yes. Yes, yeah.
How did the environment you grew up in shape your personality?
Well, the place I belong to looks very similar to Lebanon.
Really?
Yeah, in terms of the climate, in terms of the green mountains, rivers. These are perennial rivers. Green paddy fields, and people are very simple, plain. Not
you raised up in a poor family?
Yes, I would say a humble family. My father
in a
was
village, you mean?
Yeah, we call it. It's a town. It's a town. So my father was in the police. He was a junior, level officer of the police.
He was severe with you.
I had a lot of awe and respect for him. It's not like that he would beat me or anything like that, but any word that he speaks, I would.
You have to obey.
I'll have to, because I know that what he's saying is correct.
Following the rules.
What he's saying is correct. So there are so many anecdotes that it comes to my mind. When I give advice to my children or my younger brothers and sisters, and what my dad used to tell me. How much those are instructional and so much valuable in purpose. So I remember an instance. It used to rain a lot in my place. So we used to go to. I used to go to school by bicycle.
Oh wow!
So you go in the morning, you clean your bicycle, go to the school, come back, and by the time you come back in the evening, it's already dirty again with mud.
Yeah,
so you
with
should
mud.
clean it
Yeah,
again.
okay. So the idea is that you should clean it so that by the next day you go, you are actually also going in a clean bicycle. So one day it so happened that it was, it was a rainy season, so I felt,
Under the rain also you have to go to
yeah,
school by
because
bicycle?
we used to
While
carry an
handling an
umbrella
umbrella,
or a
yeah.
raincoat. That's normal over
You
there.
had a difficult life.
Yeah, there was no, but
It
there
was
was
not
normal.
easy.
There was normal during those
Normal
days.
for you, yes.
Normal, yes. So one day I thought in my mind, okay, why should I clean this? Why should I spend time in cleaning this
Cleaning the
and
bicycle.
putting energy? Anyway, it's going to
And
get
your
dirty.
shoes also.
It is going to get dirty next, and then when I
Anyways.
come anyway. So I should just go like this.
Let it go.
So I was just doing like that, and then my father saw me
Yeah.
leaving the house. He said, what happened? You didn't you didn't clean your cycle today. I said, yeah, I thought maybe it's like going to rain, and what's the point?
Yeah.
So he said, oh, is it so like that? So after, when we eat food, that place, we used to eat food with our hands. We don't use our,
He said,
crockery.
don't wash your hand today.
Yeah, and then he said, after eating food with your hand, don't you wash your hands?
Yeah.
It's a very simple statement.
He lets you think.
And then I just
About
thought,
it.
how is it possible? I'm eating with, I'm eating rice and,
Yeah.
curry with hand. And can I just go without washing my hand? Then, it immediately struck. I said, let me first wash my bicycle and then go. So, everything that we do, the statements that he used to tell us, the instructions that he used to give was very, very far reaching. And it actually played a lot of role in my progress. And,
So a very important role your
Yes,
family
yes,
play
of course, yes.
in shaping your
Of course,
values.
of
How
course.
many siblings?
Oh yeah,
do you
so
have?
I'm the eldest of 8 of us. In fact, we were 9, so 3 sisters and 6 brothers. I'm the eldest of all.
Okay.
One of my sisters, she died of a burn when she was just 2 years old. But so all remaining 8 of us are alive and doing well. And I'm the eldest. My next one is a politician. He is a member of Legislative Assembly of Manipur Assembly.
Okay.
So he's a deputy
All right.
in Manipur. Then another brother is a senior government official in the state governorate or state government.
Yeah.
Then another one is in legal practice and also does business. Another one is a dentist. And the other one is studying to become a doctor, medical doctor.
Medical doctor.
Yes, and the two sisters are one is a postgraduate in political science, so she studies.
Very big family. Mashallah.
She teaches. Other one is a dentist.
Okay.
Yes. So our house, like in terms of like my wife is a medical doctor,
Wow.
Yes, he's a
okay.
medical doctor. Then my, brother who's in politician, who is the deputy, his wife is a senior official of the government also. And so our doctors, so if you see in a house, like it has all the varieties, in politics, diplomacy, medical field,
That's
dentistry,
wonderful.
legal profession,
An
business.
educated family, you mean?
Yes, it's all and all united. We like when we back at home, so whoever is staying together, they just operate from one kitchen.
You reunite occasionally.
No. What I mean is that there's no separate kitchen for different families. This is one common kitchen.
Did
wow.
your
So-
mother encourage you to
Yeah.
study too much?
You see, study for us was very natural. There was nothing like, and of course, when we were very small, they used to say study and all those things.
She was supportive.
Yeah, but it was just not study, I would say. We used to do football, we used to do hockey, cycling, swimming.
Sports, yeah.
So it's like, you come back from school, say around 3 o'clock. So from 3 till sunset happens very early in our place.
Yeah.
So around 4:30 or so the sunrise you will set. So from the time we come to school until the sunset, we are all outside the house. We are doing something, playing something or the other. So we used to do a lot of outside activities, which I see very rarely now. Now it's more into this mobile
Into
and
tablets,
iPad and all
Yeah.
those things.
unfortunately.
Yeah, so during our times, for
Nobody
example,
play now.
yes, and during
Children
our time, for
doesn't
example,
play.
yes, like on a Saturday or a Sunday, we used to watch TV for half an hour or 1 hour. That
1
was it.
hour
That's
only.
it. Yeah,
That's it.
and also we didn't
Yeah,
have it.
you
We
have
didn't,
to sleep early
Yeah, so we
also.
didn't have a TV in our house. So there, in our locality, there was one house which has one TV. So we all used to go there.
Whoa, all
watch
the
this.
neighbors
Yeah,
go to,
to
this house
it was
to
like
watch
a theater.
TV.
Everyone will be there, watching a particular soap opera, about Indian epics, Mahabharata and Ramayana and things like that. So that was a very different times. If we look back now, it seems it was a very hard time. But we all, were doing it very fine with it. Every day, I remember when we were in class 11 and 12, so we had to go to the school and go to take some tuitions in physics and chemistry and math and things like that. So I was just calculating one day how many kilometers I would have cycled in a day. In a day, it would be about 100 kilometers.
Wow.
Every day.
Every day?
Every day I would be cycling for about 100 kilometers every day without a thinking in my mind that it's a hard thing.
Yeah.
And then the day would start around 4 a.m. in the morning, because 5 o'clock.
Wow.
At 4 a.m.?
Because the sunrise happens early, as I said. Sunrise would be around 5 a.m. So by 4 we are up. And then we sleep quite early, by the way.
At what time?
So around
8 or 7,
around
8.
around
Around
dinner is around 6:30.
8 p.m.
So that was the routine we had. But as I said, we're going to several places in cycles, in school, to the tuition center and others. But you never feel tired about it.
Yes, I see.
You are like, you are into that mood.
Full energy.
Yes, exactly.
Excellency,
Yes.
India
Yes.
hosted Mother Teresa,
Yes.
and she set out to change the face of the world.
Yes.
Were you proud of her mission to spread love
Yes.
and serve the poorest of the poor,
Yes.
or was she initially persecuted in the beginning?
No, every Indian is proud of what she did in India
Yeah,
for Indians and for the humanity. And there is a reason why she was so.
Hindus also,
Yeah, everyone.
and Muslims
yes,
also.
everyone. Because when she helped, lepers and
She helped
terminally-
everyone.
everyone,
Yes.
irrespective of that one has to belong to a particular religion or not belonging to any. Not like that. She was helping everyone: lepers, terminally ill people, most vulnerable people, poorest of the poor. And as she said, a life, if not lived for others, what is the purpose of that life? And then the whole, the winning Nobel Prize in 1979. She came to India around in 1940s,
Yeah,
and then winning it, in 1979 for the work that she has been doing in India, missionaries of the, charity of sisters.
missionaries of charity.
Yes, and this is like, and every Indian is proud of her.
Yeah,
Every Indian, I mean, like, irrespective of the religion the one person belongs to, whatever, or reason or religion, every Indian is proud of what she did for the country and for the humanity.
I'm a
Yes.
volunteer in Lebanon with
Very
her
nice,
mission.
very nice, very nice, great.
Yeah.
It's a great thing, actually. Yes.
I hope
Yeah.
one day I can visit
Oh, yes.
India to visit her tomb.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Yes, most welcome. We'll be happy to assist. Yes,
Mary.
sure, sure.
In a country as vast and diverse as India, does the treatment of women differ between regions or communities?
You know, in the Indian context, philosophy, woman, occupies a very, very high position. If you see,
They have high authority with high positions as well.
Yes,
Prime
high position.
Minister, for example.
Yeah. I mean, like, this is a recent story, recent history, I would say. But I'm talking even the past. If you see,
Yes.
women have always played very, very important roles in royal palaces, in philosophy. In various aspects of it, women have always been held in a very, very high position. Of course, there were some times, where, say, for example, bad things like, female infanticide, or child marriages used to happen. But then this was again corrected. Laws were brought in. These were made illegal. Societal reforms took place. Reformers like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, of 18th century, was a great reformer. He kind of, did a lot of work on that. So if you talk of now, women in India are very empowered. We have had, of course, the Prime Minister Indira Gandhi as one of the most, important prime ministers of the country. We now have a bill. We call it a women reservation bill, which has been passed by both houses of Parliament. As per this bill, 33% or 1/3 of the seats of the Parliament have to be reserved for the woman.
Oh, that's great. So the law totally protects the women
Yes,
in all terms.
Yes, and any recruitment that we do for any public, bureaucracy and other things, there is a, what you call it, positive consideration for women. And there's a lot of safeguards provided for women.
Yeah.
There is a lot of incentives provided to them. So just in terms of the safety of women. If you see in terms of the safety of women, every police there'll be only women police office stations, and then things like that. I mean, a male police officer cannot arrest a female just like that. So from if you see from judicial, from police, from bureaucratic, from political, from media, and then of course, I mean, women are doing very well in terms of media. For example, I mean, I would say that some of the best journalists in India are actually women.
It's truly
and then in Parliament, if you see the debates by our women parliamentarians are very, very
present. True.
Our finance minister is among the cabinet. Of course, you have a lot of very capable women leaders. Our president of India is a woman. And of course, it's not that she is a woman, so she became a president. She's a very competent person. Our honorable president of India, Her Excellency Draupadi Murmu, and she came from very she has very humble origins, family origins, beginnings, I would say, and then she rose to the position of the highest position in India.
How inspiring!
Yeah, exactly, and then so the position of woman is very, very empowering in India. Yes, certainly. Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
What were your first impression of Lebanon when you arrived?
To be frank, when I arrived here as an ambassador, this was the second time I came here. The first time was, I came driving my own car when I was posted in Jordan. So both my parents.
You were in Jordan before?
I was in Jordan. So my wife, my eldest daughter, she was just about 2.5 years during their time, and my both parents. We 5 of us came, to Lebanon. So we went from Amman to Damascus, from there to Beirut, and we went back. Yes. And there was the first impression
in your car.
Yes. This was 2008. This was 2008. So I already had certain, ideas about it, and then of course as I grew in my service, so obviously I had a lot of.
That means in Jordan you learned Arabic.
Yes, I did. Yes. In Jordan University. Yes, I learned it in Jordan.
And you read also.
Yeah, I did. I read and write also. Yes.
We can continue this interview in Arabic if you want.
Well, I mean, see, I can understand more than I speak. I can speak.
You can express in English better.
Yes, that's there. Yes, that's there. But I can certainly use certain sentences.
Some words,
yeah,
some sentences.
Yes, certainly, yes. But I understand it more than I can speak.
Like what?
Yeah.
حبك يا لبنان.
نعم أنا
حبك يا لبنان.
هم كثير لبنان اللبنانيين كثير أمنية.
ماذا تحب في لبنان؟
كل شيء.
طبيعة،
الناس،
المأكولات،
طعام،
طعام.
بدك تقلنا هلا عن الطعام المفضل.
يلا.
بدك
يلا،
تقلنا
yes,
الطعام
yes.
المفضل. What
Okay.
is the favorite Lebanese dish?
Okay.
It's a food paradise
Yeah,
here.
of course.
Yeah.
Fattus.
Okay.
All kind of kebab I like, huh? Then
Kebab
fruits,
also.
Yeah, yes, fruit, huh?
Okay.
Fruit, faqa, fawake,
فواكه.
fawake kathir,
Okay.
huh? Then
Any specific fruit in particular? Or
what teen,
بتحب التين؟
teen,
Okay.
cherry. I mean everything that I like. Yes. Then sfiha. I like
see?
sfiha.
Sfiha.
I like it a lot. Yes.
Typical Lebanese.
Yes, of
and
course, of course.
With a little bit zest of lemon.
Yes, certainly. And then olive on the ground, on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But
So,
let's
yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yes.
the special dishes, Indian dishes.
Yes. So Indian, biryani is very popular. Indian biryani is very popular.
Biryanis?
Yes, yeah, biryani is very popular. So
It's what?
it's different
It's
types of
about
biryani. So it's like a mix of say meat and rice, or vegetable and rice. So it can be veg biryani, or it can be chicken biryani.
Yes, I wanted to ask you, and fish also?
Yeah,
It
of
can be
course.
as
Yeah,
well
shrimp
fish
biryani also.
biryani, yeah.
Shrimp
Shrimp
also.
biryani, fish biryani. Then mutton biryani. It can be different types of meat. With the rice. So this is very famous. Then you have chicken, different types of chicken and mutton. Specialties. You have Mughlai chicken, korma. Then butter naan, butter chicken.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Sweet. So many types. Gulab jamun, jalebi, laddu. So many types of and depending on the particular region, like food, for example, if you go to South India, you find dosa, idli, sambar. This is in South of India,
Yes.
very healthy food. If you then rice is a staple food in South and East part of India. If you go to the West and North, roti, the roti or khubz. Khubz is the main staple food. With vegetable, so with mix
You
of
eat
vegetable.
without bread.
Yeah, with bread or without bread. Yeah, some take
You
it
can
like
add.
my
For
pla-
example, you eat the rice with your fingers.
Yeah, mostly yes. If you
Mostly,
see,
yes.
if you see in your houses, you actually eat with your fingers. Yeah.
Why without spoon, for
No,
example?
because as I said, if you go into history, people live a very simple life.
It's a
People used to eat in the leaves of trees or banana leaves. So I remember during the feast or marriages or a big feast, you actually eat on the banana leaves. They use as a plate. Yes,
the banana leaves.
Yes,
as
they
a
use
plate.
it
You
as
use it as a
As a
plate.
plate,
Yeah.
yes.
Ah,
So
okay.
you put your stuff there.
Your rice,
on
your
the
rice
bed
on the
and
lid.
then-
Dal, lentil, dal, or meat or veg into
Yeah.
that. And eat
How
it,
did
yeah,
you meet
yeah.
your wife?
Oh well, I and we belong to the same.
She's your first love
Yeah, of course, yes, of course. So
at 25 years old.
see, probably the feelings were there already earlier also, because when she got through for her medical entrance, so getting admission in a medical college in India is very difficult even now, but during our time it was much more difficult. The number of seats were very less and the number of applicants are much larger. So in her time only 34 candidates were selected from the state.
Wow.
34 candidates only.
34 candidates.
Only were
Only.
selected for a medical admission
From all
from the
the...
state of Manipur.
Yeah.
So everyone, everyone who got through.
Wow.
It's a big thing, like after your schooling, one has to appear in the exam, entrance exam, and getting through. And these are all going for the government colleges for free. They don't spend money for this education.
They don't pay money. in
Yeah,
the
very few
university.
money. Just maybe $100, something like that. So it's all free. It's all by the government.
Symbolic. They pay symbolic,
Yeah,
$100
So
for
it's all by
example.
the government. It's a government medical college. So when she got through, she became very known.
Yeah.
So it was all in my mind,
Yeah.
she's a very intelligent girl, things like that. Then the next year I also go through my, in one exam we call it National Defense Academy to become an army officer. So I was trained to be an army officer. Yes.
ضابط بالجيش.
Yes, for 1.5 years. So I also became very, known.
Known.
Like someone getting into this, and from my state there were just 6 people who go through this. There are 330.
Just 6.
330 from whole of India, and from the state of Manipur only 6
Wow.
got through. So again, my name was very,
Famous.
And both of us belong to the same community, and so it was again more specified. And then we were always thinking about it. And then what happened was after I became an officer, after I completed my university, I became a diplomat. So obviously my parents and we were all looking for some girl,
You have to get married
and then,
soon.
and that is
But very soon at 25.
Yes, well,
You didn't live your adolescence.
Well, my father got married at 24.
24.
Yeah, or 23 rather. Yeah, he
Wow.
got married at 23, so I was like 2 years later than him. It's fine. We have had a great time, yes.
This is your culture.
Yes, of course.
Excellency diplomacy can be both demanding and rewarding. How do you personally find balance between your official responsibilities and your personal life, your family? You have adorable kids as well.
Yes, thank you very much. That's a very, very good question, I would say. Before becoming a diplomat, you are not aware how do you have a balance of this. Once you become a diplomat, as you grow in service, like I've been in this service for last 21 years.
Yeah.
So now I know exactly how we kind of have this balance. Of course, I have 4 kids. The eldest one, 2 daughters and 2 sons. The eldest daughter is in AUB, just completed her freshman year. Other 3 are in American school here. It's very simple. It's like that. When you have work, you focus on your work. You cannot have a priority of the personal aspect over your official work. So because the primary indicator for me or is that I'm a diplomat. So my official obligations would always have a priority over my personal, and my family understands that.
Yes, they are supportive.
Yeah, of course.
Totally
There were times when I could not see my children for days together.
How many children you have?
I have 4 children.
4
children, yes. So particularly, I remember when I was posted in Jeddah as consul Hajj and then as consul general. I was there for 8 years. So because Jeddah has about 1 million Indians within the consular jurisdiction of the Indian consulate in Jeddah, and about 200,000 people came for Hajj. And then Umrah is again another 200,000 throughout the year. So the demand of work was so much on me that, for example, I would be reaching home, say, late in the evening. By the time my children would have all slept.
Yes.
And the next day I would have to go early before they actually got up. So there were days altogether when I could not be actually, be meeting my children.
Yes.
But all of them understood that, this is
Did they live the conflict for moving from a country to country?
Well, as children of diplomat, I think they kind of enjoy this process.
They enjoy this
process because we were in Jeddah and we went back to India.
They have to live
it's a whole experience.
their friends also in another country.
Yeah, that is there. So we went to India. So as we were in India for about 3 years. So by the time it's about 2 years, they start asking, when are we going out on a posting?
Yeah.
Now we are 2 years now here
In Lebanon.
2 years. So they know that we have to move somewhere else. So they're enjoying it. Suddenly they're enjoying it. They are enjoying their friend circle, their school, university, house, and everything. But at the same time, they're aware that we have to make a move.
Next destination.
Next destination. So they start asking, where are we likely to go?
You have a daughter in the university now, no?
Yes. Of course, she'll probably continue, to complete her university and all. But the whole idea is, like this whole thing is a process.
Excellency, what moves you to tears?
Well, when I see a poor person who genuinely needs help, that kind of makes me quite emotional. Because from our, the upbringing that we have had, my great grandfather and my grandfather, they were like, they were like, what do you call it? Their whole life was dedicated to helping the poor people.
Poor people.
Yes, to help the poor
people. And you have a lot of poor people in India.
Why? Well, I tell you the history for it. When British came to India as colonizers.
British, yes.
Yes.
Armies.
The time they came, India was the richest country in the world.
Richest country
in the world. Yes, India's contribution to world GDP was about 24%. 1/4 of world's wealth was in India. They came, looted the country, They deprive everything. You know, they kind of, for example, weavers. They used, or farmers. They kind of cut out their sources of income. They looted everything back to India, to England.
To England.
And then brought the finished products to India.
Now you are doing the inverse. Now you occupied the Indian and Pakistani people. They occupied British.
So when Britain left India, India's GDP reduced to 3%.
Oh.
So the loot happened during that period. So, and say another thing, there's a report by World Bank recently released, which says that in 2011-12, India's poverty was about 27%. People living below poverty line. This has been reduced to about 4% now.
Oh.
So this poverty thing, it's a misnomer. You know, like when you say about India, India is a poor country, a lot of poor people, this and that. This is a correct thing in the past, but not anymore. So we have just about, but if you go by the, absolute poverty line, we are actually just about 1% below the absolute poverty line. If you take like $2.15 per day, if the person is earning less than that, that is just about 1%. Now if you say $3 per day, that's about 4%.
Okay.
So actually it's improving much faster rate. We believe that in a couple of next years, poverty will be wiped off from India. Because government has come up with a lot of schemes and a lot of projects in India. For example, we use IT, digital, digital infrastructure for delivery of public services. So in India, you see, anyone can open a bank account at zero balance. You don't need to keep money to open a bank account. You don't need a minimum maintenance charge also. There's no bank charges also. So anyone can open a bank account in any bank.
So
It is
they
by
provide-
law. It's by law.
By law.
providing
A law,
facilities.
a bank cannot refuse someone to open a bank account. Earlier, only rich people could
Yes,
open
of
bank
course.
account, not poor people.
Of course.
Now everyone has a bank account. Number one. Number two, everyone has got a unique ID number. It's a 12-digit unique number. So everyone has got a number. Like if it is called Aadhaar number. So I have a unique Aadhaar number. So India has 1.45 billion people. Almost everyone has a Aadhaar number. Number two. Number three, everyone has got a phone number.
Yes.
Because phone in India is very, like the data services or the phone line services are very, very cheap. I mean, you see, in a month, just to run your basic apps and WhatsApp and others, maybe with 10 rupees you can manage it. So 10 rupees would be about 12 cents.
You deal with dollars also?
No, we deal in rupees.
Just rupees.
Rupees,
Yes.
yes. So $1 is about 85 rupees.
$1
Is 85 rupees.
Wow,
So
very
yeah,
good.
Yeah. So 10 rupees, 1 month you can maintain your digital services.
Yeah.
So what has happened is, if you go to anywhere in India, you don't need to carry your cash. You don't need to carry cash.
Good.
Even persons, for example, an old woman from a village
Yeah.
selling some vegetables from her kitchen garden, that person will also have a QR code where you can make the payment from your mobile, from your UPI platform. We call it Unified
Directly, yes.
Payment Interface. You can pay it to her account immediately, and she receives it immediately. So there's no need for a change to be made, cash to be given, and change to be returned. Nothing. So this is just kind of transformed the whole country's outlook. Then we have come up with lot of infrastructure development work. There is this huge highways being built from north to the south to the east to the west. In fact, Prime Minister just inaugurated few days before the world's highest rail tunnel network in Kashmir, over the river of Chenab. So this is like world's, it took many years to build it, but it has been built now. So everywhere it's connected. We have 149 functional airports in India. 149 airports. So you want to go to anywhere in India, you can go by flight.
Wow.
Yes, and the idea is to increase it to another to around.
a big country.
Yeah, yes, and then big and well connected. Ports are modernized in a big way. Mumbai port, Kandla port, both in east coast and south, west coast. Then we are working a lot on the inland waterways system. We have a lot of big rivers, Ganga, Jamuna, Brahmaputra. So we are using it for transportation.
Indian citizen,
Yes.
he cannot discover all India.
Not possible.
Not
Not
possible.
possible. Yeah, not possible. I mean, like, you know, how many places, you know, it has so much
هي
diversity.
شبه قارة.
Yeah, exactly. It's a current.
Qara.
Yeah, it's a current, yes. We go to the subcontinent,
There's
yes.
always
So you
new
have
Continent.
mountains,
discover.
you have mountains, snow-clad mountains,
Yeah.
steep mountains, deserts, peninsulas, you know, sea beaches. Everything is there in India. You know?
Do you have any
Yes.
personal hobbies?
Yes, I do.
You do it in Lebanon?
Yeah,
Like what?
in fact here, you know,
Sports
yeah,
hobbies?
sports. So I have picked up, you know, tennis and golf. So I'm doing it quite regularly here. In fact, last month there was a monthly golf competition in golf club. I became the champion.
Wow, you
Yes,
play
I-
golf.
Yeah, I became the champion. Yeah.
Ah, you
Wow.
became a
Yeah,
champion.
Yes, thank you very much.
Very
yes,
good.
yes, yes.
Maybe
Yeah,
in
yeah.
golf club in
Yes,
Jneh.
yes, there. Yes. I became this. So I spend time on these things also. Your previous question. So we have a balance between the official work and
Yeah.
personal work, and you know, obviously the priority is on the official diplomatic work. Besides that, you know, whatever time we can get for ourselves and for the family, we do that. Yes.
Excellency, I
Yes.
would like to know, how do you personally search for happiness?
Well, you know, I do yoga also.
You do
I do yoga. I've been doing yoga since 1992. This is like
Okay.
33 years I've been doing it. And again, that also connects me to my father. My father one day brought me a poster containing 32 kind of posters, yoga posters. Some of them are very difficult ones. You know, standing on the head, standing on your head with your feet up and things like that. So I tried on my own, and I learned it. So from that time onwards, I have been regularly doing yoga. I find yoga to be very, very calming, you know, helping me in a lot of, you know, balance of my mind, soul and body. There is one aspect of it. Other thing is, you know, I meet a lot of people. I talk to a lot of people. So this also gives me a lot of perspective, you know, and I also do a lot of things to help the poor people, the needy people, the deserving people. I was just telling, you know, that what brings tears to me when I find that people are satisfied with what I am doing. I'm able to bring them out of the poverty.
You find
I mean,
happiness in
Helping.
serving and helping
yes,
poor people.
exactly. Yes. I find that of great solace to my soul and my yes.
All the
certainly.
respect.
Thank you.
What values have guided you most throughout your diplomatic journey?
You know, as a diplomat, you know, I am very clear that my purpose is to work for the mutual benefit of both countries. You know, the same applies when I was in Jordan, when I was in Saudi, when I was in New York, when I am here. So I know for a fact that whatever I do, it should be, you know, helping both countries. And that's why I said in the previous discourse also that wherever, you know, anything is required for Lebanon to grow and where India can chip in, we are always there. So this perspective is very clear in our mind. And second, you know, I would like to work in a way that it's emulated by people. And we are very happy to see that people notice that, you know, Indian Embassy always remain active. You know, during this period, you do a lot of events, you know, cultural and business seminars and other things. So this also motivates us.
So that inspired you first to join the diplomatic service, we can say?
You know, see, in India, it's a very unique system of how we join our services. One aspect was that, you know, to be obviously able to explore, you know, the world, to visit, to make friendships. To be able to contribute to the, you know, to these high principles of world peace and understanding, it's also obviously in our thought process. Yes, certainly. Yes.
Do you fear death?
Fear what?
Fear to die?
No, I know. I'm least fearful of that because I know it's a certainty, and it's not in my hands. I mean, like, it can happen any moment. So I'm not. I'm a very easygoing person in terms of my death. I'm like. I agree that I can die anytime.
By
Yeah.
face, you are ready?
Yes, I am ready. Yes, I'm not concerned about my death.
What worry you the most
Yeah.
these days? What worry you
the most worry you, make you
Worried.
worried?
Okay, not there's no particular thing like that because I think that I have a control on what I'm doing and what are my expectations. You know, we grow in our life, we know what expectations we should have, how realistic we should have, and of course I have a set routine that I would like to follow, of course with adjustments that are required to be there. So there's nothing like that kind of makes me fearful or worried too much about it, not like that. But as it comes, I face it with a strong heart and strong mind. Yes.
Excellency,
Yes.
I have a curious question.
Yes.
Why or what does mean when Indian people shake your head, their head like that? What does mean?
You know-
They accepting?
Well, it depends on the context,
And open maybe.
Yeah, like
Type
I
of,
say okay, it
body
can,
language.
it's
They shaking like
yeah,
they
it can
shaking
be
their head like that.
Yes, body language. That it's
Yeah.
like a confirmation.
Especially when they
It's
meet
an open
someone,
one.
Yeah.
they meet like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's fine,
Yes.
it's fine.
I want to know what does mean.
it's
They are maybe open to dialogue.
yeah, so
Yeah.
making you easy, like making you
Yeah.
like
Or
making
they
you
are happy to
comfortable.
meet you, for
Yeah,
example.
sort of. Yeah, of course. And this is a namaste. So namaste is like welcoming gesture,
Yes,
basically. Yes.
Do you have any question else?
No, thank you for opening your heart, Your Excellency.
very
Thank you for this rich and enlightening conversation. You've given us a deeper understanding of the bonds between India and Lebanon and a personal look into the journey of a diplomat committed to peace, culture, and cooperation.
We look forward to more collaboration between your country, India, and our country, Lebanon, in the year to come. And we wish you continued success in your mission in Lebanon and other countries also, Your Excellency. Most welcome
Thank you very
in
much.
Mariam TV.
Thank you very much, George. And
It was a
for having
privilege.
it, and
Thank
I
you.
assure you that we'll work harder to make it stronger. Yes. for
We
sure.
hope this.
Sure.
هيدي كانت حلقتنا مع سعادة السفير الهندي. نتأمل انه نكون هيك وصلنا لكم فكرة مباشرة وعميقة عن تربيته، ثقافته، عائلته وشغفه بالخدمة، خدمة أفقر الفقراء مثل ما كان عم بيحكي، ورثها أبا عن جد. انطرونا دايما بحلقات جديدة من برنامج من القلب. شكرا لك ماري،
شكراً.
كمان على التحضير والأعداد والتقديم،
دايماً
وإلى اللقاء بحلقة جديدة إن الله راد.